With this bearish candle appearing on this very price action right now on Ethereum, it means something devastating may happen to altcoin this very weekend. That is a significant move all the way to the downside for significant correction on altcoin and also ETH. And if you come to the Bitcoin price action, it is covered that there is momentum around this very area of important resistance. We have resistance right here. We have resistance at this very point, which means if we have a breakout right here to the upside, the market is going to have significant pump all the way to the upside. And I want to discuss this in detail in this very video. And if you come to the Pi price action, at this very point, discover that market is coming back all the way to the downside as predicted. The market have a very high possibility right now of breaking below this very area and coming into this very level before the next move upward. But one thing that is very important on this very price action is that if you take the trend line right here and draw from this very point to this very area, it is covered that exact point where we have this very rejection from is where this candle is forming right now. So the candle move upward, reject to the downside, and right now things can be very, very bad for Pi moving all the way to the downside. This is very important. Let's discuss this in detail and into perspective as we see the global crypto market capitalization increase to $3.33 trillion. All of these and many more in this very video. Pay attention and watch the video gradually all the way to the very end. First off here, from the price of Ethereum, it is covered that the market moved upward a little bit, and right now we are seeing a fail swing, and a fail swing in the market mean a significant drop in terms of retracement is going to come into the market first of all before any next move to the upside. Don't get me wrong, Ethereum is still very bullish. I believe markets still have capacity moving upward, but before that movement comes into the market, we must have to see the market retrace significantly all the way to the downside before the next move upward, and that is exact same thing I'm expecting right here on the price of Ethereum, especially if this very candle forming right now close bearish below this very bullish candle next to it, then it means there is a high possibility 70 to 80% of the market coming all the way into this very area, and that is what I am now paying attention to on the price of Ethereum. And for this very fail swing to be confirmed, we need to see this very candle forming right now close bearish, and once it close bearish, then have another bearish candle close below it, then this very fail swing have been confirmed, which means market move upward, come back down, fail to create a new high within this very area. What that means is market is going to come back down into this very point. And of course, if market break out on this very level of important support, market is going to come back down again into this very area before the market is going to move upward. So these are all possibilities that lies on this very chart right now. The most important thing is for us to see two bearish candle, this one that is forming right now and the next one, which will confirm that this fail swing is already in play, which means market now have possibility of moving from where the market is right now into this very area before the next move upward, and a failure to hold right here mean market is going to come back down before the market moving upward. Like I always say, retracement is not a bad thing in the market, and the reason is because when markets move upward and then have correction or retracement, any terms you want to use is correct, be it retracement or correction. Markets have more capacity after every retracement or correction moving all the way to the upside, and that is exact same thing we need to expect on the price of Ethereum, because the market have possibility right now from here moving all the way to the downside, move upward from here, and I'm going to verify if this retracement have end right at this very point for market moving upward, else market is going to break here and come down to this very point before the next move to the upside. I still believe market have possibility of moving upward in the long term. Okay, so on Ethereum 1-day chart, market is still going to move upward, but before that move comes in on the 1-day chart, the 4-hour chart need to correct a little bit, and after that correction, market is going to move all the way to the upside, and that is why I am expecting this on the 4-hour chart. And this is what you must have to keep your eye on as well to be in the right direction of the market on Ethereum. And of course, if Ethereum begin to go down in this formation, every other altcoin or 90% of altcoins are going to correct as well all the way to the downside before the next push all the way to the upside. The 1 week chart is super bullish, okay? And in the next 1 to 3 months, we're going to see aggressive or super aggressive pump in the market all the way to the upside. The market is still very bullish. Don't get panicked by this very retracement that may come into the market from here all the way to the downside, or even to this very point in the market. Retracement is not a bad thing in the market. And coming to the Bitcoin price action, right at this very point, discover that this very point of important resistance, if it breaks, it means that the market have capacity of moving all the way to the upside. And that is what I am now paying attention to on this very price action. Look at it right here. Market hold at this very point resistance, market hold here as well resistance, and right now market is approaching this very point resistance. Now, one thing very important here is that if you pay attention to this very price action critically, it discovered that this very area was the lowest low, and this very point was not lower compared to this very area, which means we have a higher low right here, and we have another higher low at this very point. It means that market have high possibility of breaking at this very point. Okay, that is what it means, because we are seeing a progressive move all the way to the upside with this low slanting upward. Okay, so that is what it means on the price action right now, and that is what you should pay attention to, and that is why I expect that the market break out on this very area of important resistance. And if we do, market is going to move straight into the $108K at this very point. This is my target after this very breakout. And one thing you must seek out to confirm that this breakout has happened is a significant bullish candle. That means you have to see a significant bullish candle that break out of this very area of important resistance. Once you see that significant bullish candle that break out of this important area of resistance, it means that the market now have capacity of moving all the way upward, approaching this very area of 108K and 110K dollars. And this is what I am personally expecting on this very price action right now on the BTCUSDT 4-hour chart. Of course, the market have possibility of coming back down, okay, approaching this very area, coming into this very area as well, which is an important support on this very price action. And I made mention of the fact that if market break out on this very level of important support, the next point we should expect market to come down into is this very area before the next push to the upside. Of course, Bitcoin is very, very bullish. Don't get panic out of maybe your long-term position by a short-term retracement. Short-term retracement is okay in the market for market to have a healthy impulsive move all the way to the upside, which is a possibility. What we can see on the price of Bitcoin moving all the way to the upside from this very area if market break out on this very point of important support. So this is what you must have to pay attention to right now. This point of important resistance right here, if market break with a bullish candle, market is going to go upward to this very area of 108K and approach the 110K right here on this very price action. This is what you have to keep your eye on as well on the price of Bitcoin. And back to the Pi price action, if we see this very bearish candle that is forming right now, close bearish below this very bullish candle next to it, then market have 80% possibility of coming all the way to the downside into this very area of interest, which is very important, and we need to pay attention to this. That means market have that possibility coming right here before we can see the market moving upward before the next move downward again, which is also what I am now paying attention to on this very price action. So on Pi, please pay attention to market coming back down from here all the way to this very point before any move to the upside. And of course, if you look at this very area very well, where the market is right now, it discovered that there is no volume still at this very point. Market is still having dull volume from this very area, all over this very area, dull momentum. What that signifies is that there is no buyers in the market, and markets have that high tendency of coming all the way to the downside, especially if this very candle that is forming right now close bearish, which is what I am now looking at on this very price action. So pay attention to this, guys. It's very important. And if you take a look at the global crypto market capitalization, there is a little bit of increase from what we saw yesterday. $3.33 trillion all the way to the upside, which is a good thing for the market. Nevertheless, if I see correction in the market, in the global crypto market cap, I am not worried because the market have possibility of picking up and pumping all the way to the upside. So short-term correction is nothing to worry about in this very market, except we have heavy correction all the way to the downside, and that is what you need to pay attention to right now. I also believe that the global crypto market cap is going to grow, so crypto is going to move all the way to the upside, and I am a strong believer in this very space. Consider supporting this channel by leaving a like for this video, subscribe if you have not, and turn on the bell notification for more crypto videos like this one. Also check the channel for other crypto content. Join our Telegram channel, the link in the description of this very video, and also in the pinned comment for more crypto updates, on-chain data, and sentimental analysis. Link below. It is a free channel. Join right now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.